Hi, my name's Gwyn Richards. I'm a supply chain consultant and trainer with Apprise Consulting Limited. Welcome to this short informative video from our How To Logistics online series. In this episode, we discuss the importance of resource planning within a warehouse.
So what are the benefits of resource planning? Well, firstly, by planning our resources carefully, we can reduce our costs within the warehouse. We can improve our processes by having a good resource plan. We can set standards and define clear targets for our staff. We can provide our managers with visibility within the warehouse itself, and we can highlight any issues before they arise. We can also plan for seasonality, and we can contribute to employee engagement. We can also contribute to safety performance as well. So how do we go about resource planning? Well, we need to collect data. We need to understand, for example, inbound and outbound volumes, the number of deliveries coming in, the number of lines per delivery, the number of orders going out, and the number of lines per order, and then the number of units per line, for example. We need to measure how long it takes to undertake a number of the tasks within the warehouse. And then we can match that to available resource. We also need to balance our warehouse throughputs across the days of the week if we're able to do that. We need to be able to maximize the utilization of our resources and avoid idle time or additional costs through overtime. We can resource plan by shift, on a daily basis, or on a weekly plan. So how do we build a resource plan? Well, here we have inputs and outputs. So volume forecast multiplied by the process cycle time, how long it takes us to do something, add our indirect labor requirement, and that gives us our total required resource. We need to make sure that these inputs are as accurate as possible. In order to produce an accurate resource plan, we need to project the time taken to execute a particular process. So on the left-hand side, we've got an inbound process, unloading a vehicle. So for example, driving our forklift truck to the trailer can take 45 seconds, unloading a pallet, 30 seconds, marshalling in the lane, i.e. putting the pallet down and checking the contents, another 45 seconds, and that means that unloading a pallet will take 2 minutes. On the right hand side, we've got an outbound process, so picking cases. So in this example, we've got a total case pick of just over 3.5 million during the period, total hours used just over 15,000, which gives us a case pick rate of 234 cases per hour, or a case picked every 15.36 seconds. So in terms of the process cycle times, we might also want to apply a 15% inefficiency rate as well to account for fatigue towards the end of the day, congestion at the inbound or outbound area, and for refueling the forklift trucks. Here we discuss direct versus indirect resource. With direct resource, this is resource or operators that directly handle the product, unloading, picking, loading, for example. And this can be measured against predefined productivity rates, as we saw on the previous slide. With indirect resource, this is resource that allows the task to be completed, but it's a support function. They don't handle the product or directly impact on productivity. This is quite difficult to manage against predefined productivity rates. less tangible roles involved, and this can be viewed as non-value adding by the customers themselves. So we need to decide what kind of percentage we add to our total hours to cover this indirect resource. So in this example, our total direct hours are 200, and we've gone for a 12.5% indirect ratio, giving us an additional 25 hours. If we're able to reduce this percentage, i.e. reduce the involvement of operatives that aren't directly handling the product, this can be seen as a quick win within the warehouse itself. So what are the risks of getting the resource planning process wrong? Well, our costs could increase significantly. There could well be service interruptions, failed deliveries, a loss of control of the operation. There may well be health and safety impacts, employee engagement impacts as well. So employees might become demotivated, and there could be a loss of trust between the management and the operators as well. We can get a lot more sophisticated by actually utilizing labor management systems. These can be standalone systems that you can purchase, or they can be part of a warehouse management system or an ERP system. By introducing a labor management system, we can improve our operational effectiveness. As we can see from the chart here, if we don't have any measurements at all or reporting, we can be down to 60 to 75% of operational performance. But as we start to introduce more productivity standards, better measurements, getting through to individual productivity, and finally to incentive compensation, we can improve to over 115% of our expected targets. So engineered performance management leads to much better performance and productivity.
Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you want more information on Apprise Consulting, our online courses, books, training and consultancy services, please visit our website at www.appriseconsulting.co.uk.